right, guys. So Miss Krantz was telling me that a couple weeks ago, the last time that you were in the library, well, let's see if you guys remember who y'all learned about for Black History Month. Do you remember, Isaiah? Can you help them out, Taylor?
Red tails?
Yeah? Yeah? What else y'all remember?
Tuskegee.
Yeah. The Tuskegee Airmen? Yes, y'all learned a lot about that. You have something to add? Huh? World War II. All right, good. Y'all do remember a lot of facts. And then in STEAM, we learned about a painter. Do y'all remember her name for Black History Month that we? Lane?
Alma Thomas.
Alma Thomas, good job. So for Black History Month, we have been learning about famous African Americans who have changed our country and made great accomplishments. So today we're going to learn about another lady, Althea Gibson. All right, so we're going to read a biography today, which is a book written about a person's life. So if I wanted to write about Annabelle, I'm like, oh my goodness, Annabelle, you have done so many cool things. I want to write a book about you. And I'm writing it about Annabelle. That would be a biography. So that's what we're going to read today. Here are some other examples of biographies about an inventor. We've got, y'all know Dolly Parton, the singer. Y'all heard about her? Yeah. Y'all know Steph Curry?
Yeah.
Guys, basketball player? Yeah. And Dr. Seuss? Yeah, an author. So these are all biographies because they're written by other people about someone's life. Okay, so that's what we're going to read today. Our biography today is about Althea Gibson. Okay, so when we look at these pictures, what do we think she might be famous for? What do you think? Looking at the pictures, what do you think, Annabelle? You think tennis? What gives it away?
The tennis racket. And the tennis ball and racket in the middle.
Right, and what about on these different biographies, these different books about her? What do you notice?
She's playing tennis.
She's playing tennis, right? You can see those different elements there. And you'll notice they're all written, this one's written by Megan Reed, this one's written by Karen Deans, and the one that we are going to be reading today is by Sue Stauffacher. So they're all written by different people about her life, okay? So we are going to head on back to the rug in the middle so we can all be close together, and we'll read our story. Right around here. Y'all watch out for the water. We've got our big oceans project going on. Y'all can have a seat somewhere on this rug. Good job coming so calmly and quietly. And you want to come on around maybe over here so you can see a little bit better? You fine? All right, so this book is called Nothing But Trouble. The story of Althea Gibson. Nothing but trouble. What do y'all think this might be about? We said we know from the pictures that she was a tennis player, but what about that title? You think she had no trouble playing it? Okay, we got a prediction there that she had no trouble playing it. What do you think? You think she messed up a little bit? What do you think, Levi?
I think she hit people with the ball.
Oh no, because she was so good or because she wasn't being nice?
I thought she was so good.
Because she was so
I hit
good.
it too hard.
She hit it too hard. All right, Adam, are you sure you want to sit right there? Go ahead and have it. Look, come sit right here so you can see. Okay. All right, I'll try to bring it around. Althea Gibson was the tallest, wildest tomboy in the history of Harlem. Everybody said so. Her mama said, just give that child a nickel for a loaf of bread and see what happens. As soon as she catches sight of those boys playing stickball, my bread is long forgotten. Her daddy said, that girl stays out so late playing basketball, she doesn't even come home some nights. Her teacher said, half the time, she doesn't even return from recess. I'd see a lot more of Althea if I taught lessons on the playground. The policeman said, "She's a fast runner, all right, but you can't make a sport out of making sweet potatoes. That's against the law." So what do we think about Althea so far?
She's big. She's
Is she a
She's crazy.
little bit of a troublemaker?
Yeah.
They all said, "Althea Gibson, you're nothing but trouble." There's our deal, nothing but trouble.
Like a troublemaker.
Althea didn't care what they said. She knew she would be somebody someday. Somebody big, like Charlie Parker or Sugar Ray. In the meantime, just one thing to care about in this world: the game. Give her a stick, a paddle, a hoop, or a ball, and Althea Gibson was good to go. So she was good at a lot of sports, wasn't she?
Look at that one.
Buddy Walker was the play leader down on 143rd Street, where Althea lived. At night, he was a musician in one of Harlem's society orchestras. When Buddy watched Althea play paddle tennis, he didn't see nothing but trouble. No, sir. Except maybe for the poor rubber ball. What he saw in Althea was pure possibility. Did he think she was trouble?
That kind of like that man.
It's kind of make it look like she's moving. Times were hard, but Buddy scrounged up enough money to buy Althea a string tennis racket at a second-hand store. It didn't look like much next to the big wooden paddle Althea normally used for street tennis. After she practiced a little, Buddy asked a friend at the Harlem River tennis courts to play a few sets with her. As Althea covered the court, Buddy forgot all about the wild tomboy who roamed the streets of Harlem. What Buddy saw was music in the way she moved. Buddy wasn't the only one. Other players stopped their games to get a look at her. Althea saw the other players watching her. It felt good, made her feel like she was somebody. "Althea," Buddy said after the game, trying to contain his excitement, "this is Juan Sorrell, a friend of mine. We have an idea." So what's going on so far with Althea? What did you notice about her?
Sport.
She learned a new sport. What had she been playing?
Tennis.
Tennis, right? Yeah, and Buddy believed in her, got her a tennis racket. Juan Sorrell belonged to the Cosmopolitan, the ritziest tennis club in Harlem. All the Sugar Hill Society people belong there. "You play tennis here," Buddy told Althea. "You can make something of yourself." After the members of the club saw what Althea could do, Buddy and Juan convinced a few of them to pay for lessons with the club's one-armed tennis pro, Fred Johnson. Fred tried to improve Althea's ways on and off the court. While Althea loved playing a new game on a big fancy court, she didn't like being told how to act. "Never said I wanted to be a fine lady," she complained to Buddy. Was she still a little bit of a troublemaker?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for her, the members of the Cosmopolitan didn't like her wild ways either. They shook their heads and whispered, "Nothing but trouble, that one." Miss Rhoda Smith was a nice society lady who bought Althea her first tennis outfit so she'd look like all the players on the court. She made time to play regularly with Althea and to instruct her in the polite rules of the sport. "Now, Althea, when a loose ball rolls onto the court, you don't just bat it out of the way like any old direction. You send it back to the player it belongs to. That's how it's done in court tennis." "Oh, Miss Smith," Althea muttered, "can't we just play tennis?" Buddy tried to explain the importance of keeping cool. "You've got to decide, Althea. Are you going to play your game, or are you going to let the game play you? When I go to the jazz club, I play like a tiger, but I wear a tuxedo." Althea said, throwing her tennis racket on the ground. "I don't fit with these rich society folks. I'd rather punch somebody's lights out at Stillman's gym." Buddy said, "Althea, I still believe." A year later, Althea was in her first real tennis tournament. She played well, but she lost in the finals to Nana Davis. After I beat her, Nana told the reporters, she headed straight to the grandstand without bothering to shake my hand. Some kid had been laughing at her, and she was going to throw him out. I tell you, Althea Gibson is nothing but trouble. So even after she started playing tennis, was she controlling it? Was she able to stay calm? No, she still had some lessons to learn, didn't she? It took time, a good long time, but slowly, Althea learned that wanting to slug her opponent as soon as she started losing her match made her a worse tennis player than if she kept her cool. With Buddy's help, Althea realized she could dress up in white and act like a lady and still beat the liver and lights out of the ball.
Okay, that's kind of
Tennis changed Althea all right, but just as importantly, ever since Miss Gibson rallied in the second set of the women's finals, she has proven to be nothing but trouble for seasoned U.S. and world champ Louise Brown. Althea changed tennis. She did it, ladies and gentlemen, she did it. Althea Gibson has won the championship here at Wimbledon Center Court. With that, Althea Gibson became the first African-American man or woman ever to compete in and win the coveted Wimbledon Cup, long considered the highest honor in tennis. So think about the biggest award that you could get in tennis, the biggest match that you could win in tennis. She was the first African-American man or woman to win it. And she never did forget the man who first saw the champion of the world in the wildest tomboy in Harlem. She said, when she won it, "Tonight is the conclusion of a long and satisfying journey. It all started on one of New York's play streets when Buddy Walker, a play street supervisor, said, 'Althea, I believe you could become a good lawn tennis player.' With those words, he handed me my first tennis racket. Tonight, I thank Buddy Walker for a most satisfying victory." The end. The end. All right, guys, so how did Buddy Walker believing in her change how, and other people, change how she played the game of tennis? What do you think, Kayla? She started to believe in herself when others were believing in her? Yeah, you're right. What else? She kind of started to realize, oh, I'm being mean. And if I can't control that, then I can't be successful at sports, right? You can't lose your temper when you're playing sports if you want to be great, right?
Because you could hit tackle people.
Well, but then you might, keep fouling and get kicked out. Eventually you can hurt somebody. So you got to learn to control it, right? Okay, guys, so we're going to come on back to the tables. Please, please, please watch out for the water.
I'm going to show you today.
Hold up, it's tight. So let's kind of review what we learned. Who remembers a fact about Althea Gibson? Who remembers something about her, something that she accomplished? Annabelle? Tennis, yep. She got better and better at tennis. Do you remember that big game that she won? What it was called?
No.
Do you remember, Lenny? What were you going to say? Were you going to say something different?
I was going to say she was the first woman, first black woman to win the Wimbledon award.
That's right. She won Wimbledon. That's right. The first black woman to win Wimbledon, French, and U.S. Open. So some really big tennis tournaments. She grew up in New York. We heard them talking about Harlem a lot. That's in New York. And she started playing tennis at a young age. What did everybody say about her? That she was nothing but trouble, right? She had to learn how to control that. In 1957, she was the Female Athlete of the Year. And in 1971, she was entered into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. So that's like all over the world.
That's 20 years.
Now, we talked at the beginning about what a biography is. What's a biography?
I do that.
What's a biography? Isaiah?
It's someone who writes about another person.
Right, when someone writes about another person. But an autobiography is when you write a book about yourself. So Althea Gibson also has a book that she wrote about herself. I always wanted to be somebody, right? Because a lot of people just thought that she was trouble. But through other people believing in her, she started to believe in herself too. So this is her autobiography that she wrote about herself. All right, so now we are gonna watch a clip of some silly tennis tricks. So if y'all will all come down right here to the floor.
They're people.
And while you're here, I'm gonna pass out some things to your table. I won't tell you what that we're gonna make next while you watch these silly tennis trick shots. Has anybody ever played tennis before?
I have.
Yeah.
When I was in pre-K.
Oh, really? You have the rackets and everything?
Yeah, I want to play golf. No, I done the not tennis.
Or you want paddle ball?
No,
Oh, pickleball. Similar. Yeah, pickleball's getting popular too. All right, Tucker, Isaiah, y'all scoot on over away from the pools. We're gonna watch these cool tennis trick shots. All right?
What's up everybody, we're Confinity, and today we're going to be doing tennis trick shots.
With us here, we've got Finnish tennis pro, Althea.
Thank you for having me. Let's do some fun tricks. Let's see how well the Confinity guys can return my serves. First serve now. I'm ready. What? No chance.
I wonder if you can do a cartwheel shot in tennis.
Let's go upstairs.
The upstairs winner. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I'll do a bit better than Anna. Nice one. One. Touched it. Not an ace. Okay, that was difficult. What was that? Okay, let's see if a side change is possible in tennis.
In this
All right,
case,
guys,
the
we're
rules
going
don't
to
matter.
stop it here so that you have time for our activity.
We're gonna make
The tables. Yes, you are. Say it again, Adam. What are you going to make? You're going to make your own tennis racket, all right? So
Can I have a ball with it?
you're gonna have just a couple of minutes to decorate it, and I'm gonna come around and duct tape the stick to the plate for it to be your tennis racket. And then over the last couple of minutes of class, we'll push our chairs under and you'll play tennis at your tables, okay? All right, so go ahead and walk to your side. I think I got where everybody was sitting. If not, find a different spot that has a plate. Hold it down a little bit. And y'all can start decorating the front with what's on the tables. With the colored pencils. Yeah, that was been trying to one.
I don't want to decorate mine. I want mine to be mine. Why? Because you're old.
Okay, watch how I do it. Lay it on here, and then tape it across, okay? All right, if you want to decorate the front, you can decorate the front real quick. All right, Jake, let me take this on real quick. Turn yours over real quick. I'll get this taped up.
I got Golden too. You can't snap face play. You don't want to fight him. I'm gonna use that. Golden.
All right, guys, take about 2 or 3 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm playing tennis.
And friends, I meant to show you while we were talking about biographies and autobiographies, but if you're ever interested in checking out biographies, they are right up there in the top section, over in this corner on the right side. Huh? If we have time, but we probably won't. Here, let me take this real quick.
Oh, I'm black.
But y'all can always come back and check out
This
too.
guy's flapping. He's flapping
It's
my
open in the afternoons this week. All right, let me take the last few.
Give me $10. That's golden. If you give me $10 a week, I'll buy you chocolate.
Okay, girls.
No, $10 a month, I'll buy you chocolate. $10? Yeah. Once every month.
Oh, you made it look like the. You made it look like a real racket, didn't you?
Next month's the
Oh,
first payment
yeah.
for chocolate. Better get $100 for my
That's so
birthday.
neat.
Save your pay.
I love it.
So you can go and get chocolate. Yes, my tennis racket.
All right, guys. Class. All right, when you are ready to play tennis, you can go ahead and put your colored pencils back into the middle. Stand up behind your chair.
I'm a tennis player.
And
I want to play.
if a couple of y'all want to come back here, since they only have 2, if you want
I
to
want to
have a
play you.
little bit
Wait, I'm gonna play you.
more time to
I'm
play.
playing. Wait, I'm back. I used to play this with my mom.
All right, so we've got balloons. If y'all will put the colored pencils back.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a real tennis court in here, right? But what you're gonna do is just take a couple of minutes, see if you can use your tennis rackets that we've made to just keep the balloon from hitting the ground or the table. See if you can keep it up in the air, okay? So you're gonna stay with your table group. We'll bring them around. So you guys are playing, and then the 2 of y'all, you think it could just be 2? All right, put your colored pencils up. All right, y'all ready? If you're ready, you should be standing behind your chair. All right, here we go. See if you can keep it up. Come over here, Althea. When you're done, come over here. Here, boys. All right, Althea's gonna join y'all. Y'all are ready? Y'all can get back and forth until they're ready. Go with your hands. You can play. I put two over there. Alright, if you have a balloon, hold it. It's fine. Alright, if you have a balloon, walk it to me. Class. If you have a balloon, go ahead and walk it to me. Tennis stars. Alright guys, who remembers the name of the woman that we learned about today? What was her name? Everybody say Althea Gibson. The first African American man or woman to win Wimbledon. Alright guys, since you are headed to PE, let's see. Do you typically have them set them there? They're on the way out. So go ahead and line up on the yellow line and we'll set your tennis rackets down on the way out.
Line up in number order.
Y'all can do that this afternoon. Remember, it's open this afternoon, okay? Alright, let's get in our line in 5, 4. Just, guys, we'll put it on the way out because y'all watch out for the boxes. 3. Just hold them. 2, 1. Y'all can set them here on your way out. Alright? Listen. We are all going to